So the story is, if you heard about this or not, maybe not, but we are told that the music mogul from back in the day, Ice Cube, has made a sweetheart offer to the Iowa women's hoop star Caitlin Clark. And Ice Cube would love to have Caitlin Clark leave Iowa at the end of the year, which she's going to do. And all she has to do is play 10 Big 3 games, and she will get not $1 million, not $2 million, not $3 million. How about not 4? How about $5 million? That's a lot of dead presidents. That's a lot of mucho dinero. And for those of you in the back of the room that are a little slow here, it's early in the morning, late at night, depending on where you are. So Caitlin Clark can earn $500,000 per game. Now, after taxes, that's about $20, but going in, it sounds good before she pays taxes. $500,000 per game. She would be the first female player in the 3-on-3 Big 3 operation. And according to Ice Cube, the deal would allow her to play in the WNBA, which pays like $80,000 or something like that per year. Normal salary, because nobody watches the WNBA. So let us discuss the question. Will Caitlin Clark take the Big 3 wad of cash? So I've got my take on this. I've got Marshawn Lynch, Superhuman, and Oldies. And we will combine all of these things together, and we are going to take a hard line is what we're going to take. So to tip off the answer to the question, it was a rhetorical question, will Caitlin Clark take the Big 3 wad of cash? Yes. Yes, it's obvious, right? Money talks and bullpucky walks. I think that's how it goes. Maybe a little different there. But my answer to the question, will Caitlin Clark take the money, is does an earthquake shake? It's a no-brainer, right? She would be the dumbest person on the block to turn down this money. This is an amazing mitzvah, right? Make hay while the sun shines, right? Her 15 minutes of fame will come to an end once she leaves the cornfields of Iowa. It's a nice story, but nobody watches the WNBA, and they're not going to watch it if she's there. The sideshow thing with the Big 3, that would get you to watch. And it doesn't matter if anyone watches or not. The money, you get the money. You get the money. Clearly, Ice Cube believes that she will bring an audience, even if it's out of curiosity, and they can convince their television partner that they're going to get big ratings. They can charge more for advertising, so that'll cover the money. But once she's done at Iowa, doesn't the story go back to reality? As the great philosopher, though, Marshawn Lynch, a.k.a. Beast Mode, taught me years ago, take care of y'all chickens. And there's a whole lot of chickens. This is a Godfather offer. Now, there is one negative. It's not perfect. There's a negative. The negative is going against former NBA players, she will be exposed. It's not going to go well, right? And even though, there's a lot of mumbo jumbo in the media, there's no different between anybody. There are differences. And there's a reason we have women's basketball and men's basketball. And thou shall not cross, typically, right? Typically. But for her troubles, she would be paid at a per game average, which is among the highest in the NBA. That $500,000 per game would be in the top 25 among like actual NBA salaries. She ain't getting that from the WNBA. But the thing I love about this story is that there are WNBA players who are irate with Ice Cube. Someone named Lexi Brown, we're not sure who that is. Apparently she plays for a team called the Sparks. We don't really know who that is. I guess that's a WNBA team. She bellyached about Ice Cube's ulterior motives. Boo-hoo-hoo. Yes. You're learning about stars and non-stars, and things are a little different when you're a star. And right now in this chasm of time, Caitlin Clark's a star. Right? It gets ratings and all that. But boo-hoo-hoo. She was implying that Ice Cube should have spent that money on the WNBA or women's players in general. That's not how it works. Because nobody in the WNBA would make any money for Ice Cube. If Caitlin Clark was not reaching the level of celebrity she's reached, she wouldn't get the money. All right, furthermore, we now pivot to the NBA. Yes, right, the NBA. And yet again, Draymond Green filling up the content kitty. The Warriors forward, Draymond Green, getting himself ejected in the first quarter of last night's game in Orlando. Green got the double technical for barking at an official named Ray Acosta. You probably don't know that name. Why would you? It's not that famous. Anyway, the fuss was all about Acosta calling a foul on Draymond, who was guarding Paolo Banchero, the star of the Orlando Magic. Now, Draymond was very upset. He went over to Acosta, and then he got a technical, right? And then he kept going and going and going like the Energizer Bunny. It would stop. And it was like a clown show. You had Steph Curry. He was over there. He was trying to intervene. You had Chris Paul, and yeah, didn't work out. No avail. So where are you at on Draymond Green and his latest shenanigans? So I will say this about Draymond. He's consistent. He is a specialist. These things are true. He does not have durability. He does not have speed. He does not have reliability. He certainly doesn't have agility. But Draymond Green has the superhuman ability as a firebrand. He is a wonderful instigator, agitator. Remember a few months ago, Rasheed Wallace blamed the Pistons, the bad boy, the second incarnation of the bad boys, for creating Draymond Green. That Draymond Green, as a kid, hung out with the Rasheed Wallace version of the Pistons, and he picked up on that activity, shall we say. And my favorite part of the story is, like, he went to some fugazi therapy. The NBA is really good at fake therapy. Remember, they sent the guard for the Grizzlies, Ja Morant. They sent him to therapy because he showed up to a strip club with guns. He liked guns and women. So they sent him to therapy for that because he liked guns and women. And, of course, right after that, he popped up with another gun and all that. And Draymond Green went to therapy for anger issues, and he's back to his old ways. Nothing's changed. Now, there is a conspiracy that the reason Draymond got kicked out is because he knew he was going to get pantsed by Banchero of Orlando, and he wanted no part of that. I actually buy that because that's gone on in the NBA for years, that certain guys, Charles Barkley, who actually played in the NBA, is not just a talking head, but when he played, there were times Barkley would just want to get kicked out of a game because he didn't want to play against somebody and he was tired or whatever. So that does happen. It does happen. But Draymond, remember, he went to the anger management therapy, complete waste of everyone's time. And Green is like the NBA's version of Goonies. He's a goon. He's on the goon squad. All right, parting shot. We now head to the tabloids. Love my tabloids. Read those, slice those up every day. So the story here that caught my attention about Travis Kelce. He certainly climbed up that social ladder. So Travis Kelce recently defending his dad body. This after a bunch of photos of he and Taylor Swift canoodling on a beach in the Bahamas made the rounds. Kelce saying it's March. He was also kidding around about eating an entire 30-slice pizza. Right? Of course, the old joke, right? The old Yogi Berra joke would be, I don't want to eat 30 slices. Can you just cut it into 2 slices? Just cut it in half, and I'll just do that. All right. Anyway, despite all that, there are still some nerds who support the Chiefs who are hyperventilating because Travis, look at his physique. Oh, my God. He's not Adonis. He's not chiseled out of stone. So should Andy Reid be worried about Travis Kelce's fitness level? Of course, Andy's got his own fitness issues. The answer is absolutely not. You have a screw loose if you're concerned about this. And I side with Kelce on this. It's March. And I'm convinced that Travis Kelce is going to go find the hermit, Richard Simmons, somewhere. And Simmons will come out of retirement. He'll leave his house for the first time since the 90s and guide Kelce to sweating to the oldies, right? Sweating, or maybe he'll do the boogie down the pounds. One of those two. Do a few burpees, run some gassers, call it a day. And the pounds will go away. Bye-bye. Just like that. They'll go away. That's all you got to do. Or he'll call Billy Blanks, but not the Billy Blanks who goes by Weedman Hippie because that guy's in jail. Do we know if he's still in jail? Has anyone checked? We just assume he's in jail because he'd call us if he gets out of jail. He'd call us Whistling Dixie if he gets out of jail.